Hello everyone, this is a bit of a throwback team for me. It's probably my first team that I put together on my own. So I've got this was back in season 1 when no one really even had heard of Shadow victreebel and registeels were everywhere. So I had some good initial success with it, but it basically got retired because it couldn't really handle the victreebels and it couldn't really handle the registeels. That became a bit of a problem. But the concept's largely similar. The Venusaur there has, with its grass and poison typing, some great coverage against all the threats to Bastiodon, and Bastiodon in return has great coverage to all the threats to Venusaur. So we put in Sableye in the middle, because Sableye is a really good safe switch. Again, this one's got Power Gem, not Return. Return is probably the better move, but I don't have one. Or at least, I'm hoping I'll be able to get one by the time I get enough Sableye candy to actually power it up to level 50. But anyway, that's the way it goes. The idea here is, of course, that Sableye is your switch. It's there to win you switch advantage. This is an alignment-sensitive team. In a strong matchup, Venusaur dominates, and so does Bastiodon. And in a bad matchup, they're toast. So with that in mind, let's hop into the matches. There we go. Off we go. Right. So what have we got up first? First up, we have Azumarill. So, as I said, strong matchups it does well in. Azumarill is one of the very bad matchups for Venusaur. But we can get it in line to our Bastiodon, great. And there comes the Swampert, which is exactly what we want to not have hitting our Bastiodon. So, if we're lucky, they'll have something in the back that Bastiodon can handle. And look at that. Sableye's Foul Play has just taken a massive chunk out of Swampert, and we don't shield. Now, in hindsight, that was probably a mistake, because I really need to win the switch advantage. However, I'm going to get another Foul Play against it, and see if they want to concede the shield. They don't. Great. So won the switch, Skarm comes back out again, and here comes the Bastiodon. Right, that's great. So now I've got the alignment I want, and, well, at this point, I don't think there's not a lot they can do unless they've got something in the back that can wreck, I guess, both Venusaur and Bastiodon. Shifty might come close, but it's not too much of a threat. We don't shield here because we think we only counted 3 seed bombs. Sure enough, it's a Leaf Blade. Our double resist takes care of that handily. Same again. We're going to throw a Frenzy Plant here. They resist that, but actually it's slightly cheaper, and in this spam race, it gets the shield anyway, so that's fine. We're going to try that again. Just again, because we get to the Frenzy Plant a little bit faster than the Sludge Bombs, and hopefully this is going to pressure that shield out of them. There we go, excellent, we've got the shield. And we've got Vine Whip through the charge move, that's even better. Leaf Blade coming through again, and there we go. So we should be able to take this out with just a Frenzy Plant. Now, Sludge Bomb is really moved to use here, but either we'll take it out, so we let it land. Now that might seem a bit weird, but I'm thinking we can actually take a couple of bullet seeds, flamethrower it, and be aligned to the Skarm. They've got no chance now. Game over. And they concede. Good game to my opponent. Yes, the Sableye is not ideal. A variant of this team that I saw posted about the same time actually that went, oh, that's a good idea. It's basically the same thing but with Deoxys Defense, which is slightly better at the job than Sableye. Return Sableye I think would be better still, and I think a level 50 Return Sableye would be even better. Nice switch by my opponent there. They've gone into the Mandibuzz to catch the poison. Poison is at least neutral to them, which is okay, but it's still not going to nuke them like it would the Wigglytuff. This is where we switch to the Bastiodon, because we really need Bastiodon against the Flyer. However, it does leave us in a slightly sticky position that our Sableye is likely to be facing up to the Wigglytuff. We really don't want that to happen, so we're going to keep the Sableye hidden and hope they don't realise we've got something vulnerable to Fairy. Sableye's typing is an unusual Ghost Dark. That means it's only really vulnerable to Fairy damage, but it is fairly squishy generally, so it's not got a huge amount of resistances, but it has got, Shadow Claw, it's got Foul Play, it's got great moves, it's got great typing. Right, so the Raichu. We need to take out the Raichu with the Venusaur and get the Venusaur onto the Wigglytuff in the back. If we switch in the Sableye now, they will counter switch us, so we can't do that. So at this point we might actually end up shielding a Thunder Punch that we resist from a Raichu. But I don't think we're going to need to. No, I think we'll leave it. It's Grass Knot. Okay, no, that's fine. Venusaur finishes off Raichu, and in comes the Wigglytuff. And as you can see, see what I mean about this being alignment sensitive? With the right alignment, this team goes 2 versus 3. We didn't need the Sableye, we didn't need the 2 shields. That's how crazy, particularly Bastiodon is. So, who do we have next? Yeah, this team sort of predates Wallower's post of, you know, the double Razor Leafer Shadow Victreebel approach. We're going into Deoxys defense in the start. That's a real nuisance. I hate running into that, not least because I haven't got one. But the Magic Frenzy Plant does its work. So we go for a switch into whatever it's throwing and Rock Slide. I was kind of hoping we'd catch a Psycho Boost actually there, but so it goes. We can handle a Rock Slide, and there's an Umbreon. That's a nuisance for us. I mean, Sableye's not got a good matchup against it. It's only really got the Power Gem that can hurt it. So we're just going to let it go down. We're going to throw Power Gems. We've got no chance to win the switch back here, so we're not even going to try. We're just going to rely on the fact that we hopefully have a different alignment, and we can Venusaur sweep the Umbreon, and then hopefully they'll bring the Deoxys back in, and we won't have to face it with Bastiodon. That's the idea anyway. So, out comes Venusaur again. Oh no, sorry. Bring out the Bastiodon again, because we're keeping it away from the Deoxys. If they switch now, obviously, the Deoxys we can switch out too, and if we don't, well, we're going bulky tank versus bulky tank. So this could be a bit of a snooze fest. And there it comes. Good timing there, but the Stone Edge should hit it hard enough to take it down. Yep. Okay, so we're taking no damage from that. Bit of an odd choice, but I'm assuming they intentionally sacrificed that to save the move. Third shield it, I guess. That's fine. Okay, so we're chipping away. The downside of Bastiodon is every match is a snooze fest. It doesn't do very much damage, it doesn't take very much damage. So every time. It's actually quite handy sometimes because you can run out the switch clock, and often bringing Bastiodon, just tank and then switch again. Particularly if you get debuffed, you can just save up the energy for later. And this might not take us out. Yep, there you go, look at that. Foul Play doesn't really even scratch it. And there's a Meganium in the back. That's brilliant because now we've got a double grass resist against something that's grass. We have to worry about the Earthquake. It's neutral to us because the grass and poison cancel out, and it hits hard. But we do have 2 shields left, so we're just going to double shield. There's really not a lot I can do at this point. Frenzy Plant coming through. Probably another Frenzy Plant, but we're going to shield it anyway. Yep, there we go. Because now we're going to get to the Sludge Bomb. We're overfarmed just a little bit, so we're going to get to the next Frenzy Plant a little bit faster. Because there's always a possibility of them hitting us with something, but no. Good game to my opponent. And then there's a Galvantula in the lead. So we resist electric damage, but we don't resist the bug damage, and we're resisted on our grass type. So we go quickly into our Sableye. We are going to eat the charge move, and it's a lunge because we're dark. That's okay. Foul Play still hits pretty hard on Sableye, so we're probably going to get a shield here. Yep. And I think we're going to outpace them to the next one, where I think we're slightly ahead of them. Nope, CMP tie. Okay. Maybe the next one. There we go. So we're both down 2 shields, and I think we're going to get there. Yes, we are. We had some residual energy left over after getting to our charge moves. We didn't use exactly that number of Shadow Claws, so we had a bit left. So out comes the Azumarill. That's great. We've got the alignment. They're almost certainly going to hit us with an Ice Beam here, which is going to hurt, but we are pretty close to getting off that all-important Frenzy Plant. And they switch immediately. That's great. Ice Beam could have ruined our day, so we are instead going to switch to Bastiodon, and that means that their Ice Beam, well, I presume that means they don't have Ice Beam and they've got Play Rough instead, and Play Rough is resisted by poison, so that's okay. We're just going to farm down on this Skarmory because there's very little it can do. I am seeing a few more places where alright, here I didn't actually use any energy on the charge move. The reason for that is because I don't actually want to do a full flamethrower's worth of damage to Skarm. I just want to take its health down a chunk, and sometimes you get to shield. Sometimes people are mad enough to shield in this scenario. So you throw a undercharged flamethrower, you take a chunk off their health, but you still leave them plenty of health left to farm them down and get back up to full energy again for that to happen. Now this is likely a Hydro Cannon. Hydro Bump, okay. Doesn't quite take us out, so we are going to be able to return the Favour of the Stone Edge. A super effective Hydro Cannon hasn't quite flattened the Basti. That's how nuts it is. Right, so Frenzy Plant's going to do the job quite nicely, but there's also have the Scarm left that double resist grass, double resist poison. It's a bit of a nuisance. However, Frenzy Plant does still hit like a truck, and it's health low. So we're just going to Frenzy Plant something that double resists grass and see how it goes. Boing, goodbye Scarm. Really, the core of this team is the power of Frenzy Plant at 100 damage for 40 energy, I think it is. Was it 45? It's a lot of damage. So even when it's resisted, it still does a useful amount. Highest damage and highest DP. Oh no, not quite the highest anymore. No, things like Aeroblast have overtaken it, but it still does a hell of a lot. Right. So really tough lead. That's a good strong lead for us. They go into Scarm. We go into Basti. It's basically game over at this point, but I wonder if my opponent's noticed yet. So, yeah. We're going to sit there and let the Scarm do its worst. Flash Cannon. So, I've seen a bit of resurgence of Flash Cannon. I think it's actually for this scenario, because Bastiodon's all over the place. And as before, we undercharge a Flamethrower to take a chunk off them and hope to get a shield. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But you might as well if you've got the energy. It just means that you take just a little bit less chip damage from all their flying. I mean, they're nibbling away, and it is nibbling us down, particularly if they've got Flash Cannon. If we hadn't used the Flamethrower there, that might have actually taken us out. Or we'd had to use a shield. I mean, that's such a shame in this such a dominant matchup. So, Flamethrower on the Scrafty that comes in. That takes us out really quickly. Okay. Now, Scrafty's a bit of a tricky one, because obviously it's got that weird double type, dark fighting type. So we are going to go with Venusaur this time. Sableye does okay against fighters because it has single resist fighting. Ghost's immune, so it's double resist, and Dark is single resist, single vulnerable, so you still resist fighting damage. But the dark damage hurts, so going to Sableye anyway, and obviously Scrafty resists. In comes the Wigglytuff. We had to draw that out, but we are possibly going to land a Power Gem on it, so it's going to do some chip damage, which is a useful amount. But obviously Wigglytuff resists the Ghost because of its Null type, and it resists the Dark because of its Fairy type. We shield here. This is going to be quite close. The Charm is resisted, but it's still going to hurt. Oh, right. Can we take out the Scrafty before it finishes us? I'm not sure if Frenzy Plant's enough. It is. Good game. Wow, that was close. But it's important of overcharging when you've got an opportunity. That extra energy was pivotal on making that win. Right, Medicham lead. So I'm going to guess they're going to go straight into a Psychic here, or an Ice Punch. So I am going to shield their first charge move, no matter what. We're going to hit them with a Frenzy Plant. The fact they haven't switched yet, despite counter being resisted, means I think they've got a trick they can pull on us. So let's see. Cheeky Psychic coming through. Okay, so that's good. Good call. That would have hurt quite a lot. So we're going to Frenzy Plant it again. And get the second shield, even better. So we should... Okay. I think that was too quick. No, should be another Psychic maybe. Either way, we couldn't risk it being a Psychic. So we go into our Sableye now. At this point, it doesn't really matter if it's Power Punch, Ice Punch or Psychic. We can take any of those. And in comes the Munchlax. Munchlax is a bit of a nuisance for this one, because obviously it double resists the Ghost. Don't ask me why it's Power Gem, that was a misplay on my part. Power Gem's not a very good move, and its only real reason to use it is when, obviously, your Dark is resisted. Still, we'll go straight into Foul Play. This is going to be tight. Yeah, I think if I'd played that differently, I'd have been able to get double Foul Play to land and would have won that one. Oh, yeah. Maybe. I might have won the switch in that scenario. As it is, no. So they're going to take out my Venusaur with a Body Slam. Not quite. So I'm going to overfarm a little and switch out with some energy. I don't know if it's enough health to actually get away with it. And it's a Politoed in the back. This is bad news for us. Politoed is very spammy. It's super effective with the water. And our charge moves are so slow. Okay, so Stone Edge coming through. Yep, they got their second charge move. However, all is not lost. I mean, if we can land that Frenzy Plant, no, I think we're in trouble here actually, because if they've got 2 left and we need to Frenzy Plant and finish off what they've got in the back, and Venusaur's health is so very low that we can't even afford to farm down this Politoed because the ground damage. Yeah, okay, yeah, good game to my opponents. I think I'm going to take out that Politoed, but it's not going to be enough because I haven't got another Frenzy Plant loaded, and even if I had, they'd have got the counter through. Still, close enough, good game. Mirror match. Oh, that's an interesting one. Haven't seen Venusaur in ages, and now I bring one and I see several. Venusaur versus Venusaur, it's a bit of a game of chicken because obviously if you throw Frenzy Plants, they double resist, and Sludge Bombs hurt. So I'm just going to go straight for the switch. So let my Sableye eat the Frenzy Plant. Well, shield. Okay, Sludge Bomb, unexpected. Still, Bastiodon. So they've got Venusaur and Bastiodon. Okay, so what? I wonder what they've got at their switch. If it's Deoxys Defense, I'm going to be sad because that's going to really ruin my game. This is the team that sort of I proposed mine and was running it for a while, and then some genius came along and proposed that Deoxys Defense was actually better at this job than Sableye, and that made me very sad because I didn't have one. So there we go, foul play going through. Probably going to take out the Basti, but we are down a shield. Yeah, and I don't think we're going to get to the next foul play in time. Yes, we are. Still, that's all good. Maybe we'll get the shield off them. No, no shield. Okay. In comes Venusaur, finishes off the Sableye. Now, I've got my suspicion about what's in the back. I think we're in a bit of a sticky position. But we'll bring out a Basti anyway, just to get Frenzy planted a couple of times. It's going to hurt. And it's a Marowak. Okay, that's playable. Marowak hits us quite hard with Bone Club and we can't shield them. However, we do hit them for super effective with the Rock. So, yeah, if we'd had a bit more health, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see. They've got the shield for the Stone Edge. Yeah, I think I've lost this one. Still, well played to my opponents. It's interesting to see the same team from a different angle. In fact, actually, it's quite close to being the same team with just a load of Marowak in place of the Sableye. So maybe if I hadn't chickened out in the lead matchup, I'd have gone, you know, mirror match, and Sableye would have won against Marowak. Still, so it goes. And it looks like I have in fact won. Well, good game to my opponent. I actually thought they had that one, but actually no, I think it was the over farm against the Marowak that did it. I would have got to the Sludge Bomb before they would. Right, another Wigglytuff lead. It's good for us. Galvantula comes in, we switch to Bastiodon because Bastiodon eats Galvantulas for lunch. We don't shield anything. Lunge is not very effective. Discharge does hit for neutral, but it doesn't hit too hard enough against that monstrous defense stat. So let's see if they discharge now. Nope, lunge again. So they're just going for the debuff us all the way down approach to make us less of a threat for whatever comes in next. At this point we probably don't really want to waste our energy, but we're switch locked, so we're going to have to. Well, I suppose we could just not throw the move, but but we're not going to be able to switch out with stored energy at this rate, so we'll just go for some chip damage. Rock slides. Yep. So we have taken a reasonable amount of health off the Politoed, but they've farmed us quite merrily, so they've probably got 2.5, 3 weather balls ready to go. And I'm not sure why I brought in Sableye at this point. Oh well. We're going to no-shield it. I think that was a misclick on my part, and yikes, it's a blizzard. That's yeah, let's pretend that was why I did it. Because otherwise they'd have blizzard my Venusaur. Foul play going through, yep, so we've just taken out Politoed, and in comes the Wigglytuff. We've got 2 shields, they've got 2 shields. They've got no shield pressure. Nah, they're onto a loser here. I am thinking with all the fairies and fighters I'm starting to see that actually there's some potential in a double poison team. I'm just bringing that one over, so maybe I'll bring that one out another day. Good game to my opponent. Venusaur into Deoxys Defense. Go away, don't like you. Right, so if I could get the Sableye on that, this would be great. As it is, it's kind of neutral. They're farming quite a lot of energy there, so I'm going to sort of anticipate they've got a Psycho Boost loading up. So I'm going to shield, I think. Alright, yeah. And sure enough, Psycho Boost. Psycho Boost hits for super effective, but does a debuff, and this is another Psycho Boost, because of the debuff, the traditional thing to do is double stack them and take 2 shields off your opponent, which is what they've done. I'm going to go for a switch for Sableye and catch the other Psycho Boost, which, because it's double debuffed, and we resist it, look at that. Right, so Deoxys Defense is now gone. That's one of the threats to my team, because Bastiodon doesn't really like DDs. And they've got a Bastiodon. If they've got a Venusaur as well, I'm gonna laugh. I have in the past gone with the notion that there is no algorithm, it's nonsense. But I'm starting to wonder if there's some sort of hit point based, sort of stat product based selection criteria going on. Not a you win you lose matchup, but something that just skews what you see of it. Still, until anyone can prove it, it's all sort of conspiracy theories. So right, so Basti versus Basti. They've got the shields, we've got the health. It's a Venusaur. Okay. I haven't seen this team at all. And now I've seen 2, 3 Venusaur Bastiodon pairings in the last few sets. Anyway, so Venusaur versus Bastiodon. No. Don't lag on me. I think I've got another flamethrower there. I think that was my right and due. Damn it. Right, so go straight into a Sludge Bomb. There's no point in wasting time with Frenzy Plant here because they've got the shield lead. Right, so I'm going to get to a Sludge Bomb at the same time as them. Ouch. I think without that... Oh! 1 hit point left. Come on, can we take it out? Can we take it out? Can we take it out? Yes, we can! But the Bastion's got a bit of health left. And a charge move. So it goes. I actually think without the lag that might have been a winner, but you know, it's the way it goes. Right, let's just have a quick look how many matches we've got. Right, last match, yes, okay. Bastiodon versus Venusaur. These are just 2 sets back to back, so you know there's no real sort of selection bias here. There's no, you know, I'm not cherry picking the matches particularly. I did delete one where the game crashed, I think, but either way, I try and keep it as authentic as possible if I can, and we'll try and always tell you if I'm curating my matches. I have thought in the past actually that just some matches where, you know, cheeky nukes land, just for the whole. Sometimes it's hilarious landing a nuke move through 2 shields, and just run a set of matches like that. Not even remotely representative of gameplay, but right. So we've got a Shiftry onto our Sableye. Shiftry's a nuisance for us because obviously dark typing is pain, but they're both very squishy. So we're just gonna let this go down. Leaf Blade comes through, takes out Sableye, and we've got Venusaur here, and we're just gonna boing it with the Frenzy Plant. I love the sound effect of Frenzy Plant. It's kind of a boing. Bye. And Bastiodon. Okay. Right, so Frenzy Plant hits for neutral because the steel and the rock cancel out. So actually Frenzy Plant is quite good against Bastiodon. Obviously you have to watch out for the flamethrowers, but Venusaurs can take them quite merrily. So that's why we're getting the shields off them. And we are going to get to another Frenzy Plant. No, not quite. Actually I'm going to shield. Health's really low, but it means we're going to land the Frenzy Plant here, and that might well be enough to take out the Basti. Or at least get it super low. Right, that's great. So we can go to our Bastiodon, we switch immediately rather than letting them farm us down, and that's it. Good game to my opponent. Right, so that's your lot. Odd number of Venusaurs and Bastiodons I've run into. Still, I quite enjoy this team. It's kind of fun. It's kind of an excuse to show off a shiny Venusaur. I think I might be retiring it again because Sableye still isn't quite as good as I might like at this job. I have been tempted to try it with some other switching alternatives. I mean, If you look at some of the Wallowers lineups, you'll see that Galarian Stunfisk, Deoxys Defense, both have some real potential for this. Or you can reverse the running order and just put in a grass and do Basti double grass. I'm probably going to give that a try at some point in the near future. I've got a notion that Bastiodon with Meganium and Venusaur could work quite well. However, well, that'll be another day. If you want to see that one, there is a subscribe button. You can use that. That's a good way of telling you when I put something else up. And otherwise, hope you have a good day. Thank you very much for watching.